30 minutes to learn how teens think, how teens act, what teens need. Learn from them, with them, and for them via HaiTeen. Every Wednesday and Friday from 6:30 p.m. on Island TV. HaiTeen, the real connection.
Yo, 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 Sakafet, Sakafdi, it's your girl, Naya. Hey, what, got it?
Hello guys, what's poppin'? It's your girl Tina and you're watching HaiTeen. Good on the vibe.
And today we have two very special guests, Frenchie and...
Hey you guys, it's Michelle. Thank you ladies so much for having me here on HaiTeen. I'm super excited.
What's up, guys? This is Francesca, aka Frenchie, aka Frenchie Feck. We're back here again on HaiTeen. Thank you so much for having us.
Today, we will be talking about the 6 pillars, which are self-awareness, work ethic, finance, friends and family, relationship, and the power of no. Michelle, what do you think about these terms?
Well, I think they're awesome, being that I coined them. Yeah, so it's the 6 pillars, I believe, to navigating adulthood and pursuing purpose. And along my journey and other just friends and young people like you guys that I've spoken to, I realized that these were 6 really important pillars to kind of just help us really get through life, I feel like, you know, as we're learning, growing, etc. So what do you guys think?
I think it's definitely important, you know, to be self-aware of, like, you know, your surrounding, obviously, you know, things that you don't like in yourself, that you want to be better for yourself, you know, finances, friends and family, dating, the power of no, just to keep your peace. All of it is important.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like it's important to balance everything so it doesn't get out of order. And to our Frenchie.
Like Tina said, I think self-awareness is the first step of anything. Knowing, you know, what needs to get done and what needs to, you know, change is amazing. So I think these pillars are definitely great topics to get into.
You said these pillars are in order. Why that specific order?
I think so because pillar number 1 is self-awareness, which is knowing who you are and knowing who you aren't. So I think, I don't know if you guys can agree, but when you're young, it's like you're fearless, you think you can do anything, but then somewhere along the line, when you get older, you lose confidence in yourself, you don't think so. I think as you get older, somewhere along the line, you forget who you are and who you belong to and how dope you are. So that's why I think that's the first pillar when you're young and you're navigating adulthood, is to remember who you are, like I'm dope, I'm smart, and knowing who you're not, which is, you know.
Yeah, parce que bien pile monde qui pa connaît tête yo.
Yes.
Yo wè on moun a fait ça et puis they go follow along. It's not for you.
Yes.
Okay, it's for that person. Let the person do you, do them, and you do you.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly. That's perfect.
It's
Like
okay.
following a trend.
Yeah, it's okay to be like, this is not for me and this is for me. It's okay to separate the two. So,
Yes.
sin ka fè ça, très important.
Très important. I know
Très
that one.
important.
Yeah, so then number 2 is work ethic, showing up 100% in every season. So I think a lot of young people, you're not really where you want to be right now, but that doesn't mean that you don't show up 100%, because you never know where you're at. That can lead you to another better opportunity, a better place in your life. But if you half do things, then it's like you won't get the next opportunity because you're not giving your all. So I don't know, have you guys ever been in a place or a space or a job that you didn't like? You're like, I'm not even gonna try my best.
I wouldn't say I said I'm not gonna try my best, but I've had times where, comme si mal travail, et puis me just lever, pas me soulever, mal travail ça matin, là, pas sous ça, like, okay. But comme si attitude me gen doit un petit jeune baisser, but c'est pas que me pas bailler tout ça pour parce que ça me voulait que comme si moi fait travail là bien.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, m'a toujours fait ça pour me faire, me gen doit faire là avec on attitude qui pas à 100%, but m'a fait quand même. But important pour comme si, like you said, to give 100% in what you're doing.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
even if, because that's life, you're gonna have ups, you're gonna have downs, you're gonna feel, you know, sometimes you're energetic, comme si ou sous ça.
Yes.
Comme si, let's go, like you're on go mode. And there are other times where you're feeling like a little sluggish, like, you know, I want to work from home today. I don't really want to
Exactly.
be outside. But as long as you're getting the work done, I think that's important, you know? So
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
And think about a lot of young people want to be their own boss, want to have their own businesses. Think about the employees that you want to hire.
Exactly.
You know, would you hire yourself?
I sure would. I'm a great. I think I'm good at that.
That's
what I
awesome.
do. So I would hire myself. But you think you'd hire yourself? A little questionable.
Depends what's the business. Because if I put myself into something that I really like, I'm kind of a perfectionist.
Me too.
Me too.
If I'm not 100% into something, I'm not. I want to give my 100%, but I'm
you
not. Exactly. How
Yeah.
about you?
Definitely hire myself.
Yeah.
It's like, well, growing up, my parents always say, whatever you get yourself into, do it with your whole heart.
Yes.
And also, discipline is so important. Show it up on time, you know, because like you don't want to do a job like you're coming, 4 hours late. Like you're gonna get fired.
Yes.
Like you don't want to do that.
I think to what you're saying, you're not always going to be motivated, but
Right.
it's the discipline.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
yeah. And then I guess that brings us to the next one, number 3, which is finances, which is pretty much taking control of your money. I know young people, we like to party, we like to have fun, and I think you should do those things, but I mean, at some sort, I hope we would want to get older, and there's things like saving for the rest of your life, for your retirement. You know, we were joking before the cameras roll, you were like, you don't want your light bill to come off, and so, yeah.
Facts.
You don't want that.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there definitely comes a time where you have to, slow down. If you're a big baller, when we're like, you're out here spending your money. I mean, if you work hard for your money, I'm a strong believer that you can definitely, splurge on yourself. But at the same time, there needs to be a balance, and you need to, know wherever that balance is for you, and whatever works for you. But there has to be some type of balance in between, I think. Even though it's a hard thing to do, we're not perfect. I'm not perfect, but it's definitely something.
And
that
also, I would advise, young adult to see a financial advisor.
Advisor.
So they can guide you to, how to budget spending and stuff like that, because you don't want to just, make money and then spend it. Then what's the point
Yeah,
if you
living-
don't save?
Yes, exactly.
I'm horrible at saving money. Terrible. I would, let's say, for example, for my hair, I had to
Hair is a
spend
big one for us.
a certain amount of money I had to save for it. But I knew if I see the money in my account, I'm going to spend it. So I'm like, I called a friend. I was like, hey, I'm going to send you my money so you can save it for me until I have to go do my hair.
You know what's a good hack for that, and I learned for myself, is opening a separate bank account
Right, and not
that you do
touch
not
it.
have a debit card to, that you do not, so that anytime you need money, you have to go drive to it. And then
You don't wanna
by the
do
time you do, you're like, I don't want to go. Yeah, so.
The smart way to
That's
save
a
money.
really good tip. My mom gave that tip to me before. I didn't follow it, but I've definitely heard that tip. And ou konen comme si gen de lè on moun di yon bagay, comme si se paran ou gen nou atende, but ou pa vreman apike parce que se paran ou gen apre se la palan pil. But on lot moun vin di lanko, et puis se lè sa comme si li rezone avon. So I think that's what it is. Like, girl, that's smart. My mama taught me that, but
Yes.
And now you're gonna listen
yeah,
to
now
it.
Yes. And then the fourth one is friends and family, and that one is pretty much creating boundaries. So, there are people in our life that we love, but then there's also people that we have to, create boundaries. Like there are things that we want to do, and just because your family doesn't mean that they have to be in your life. You can be cordial, but also setting boundaries, setting schedules. That way you have time for yourself to accomplish the goals that you want to, because people will take advantage of your time. So it's you, making the time to spend with your family, but also, making the importance of making time for yourself. And also don't mean that you have to turn up to everybody's event, everybody's thing. Like if they're your friend, they understand that you cannot make it to everything.
And
So-
also remove the fake friends. Some people, listen.
Ooh, this seems personal.
Yeah, it's very personal. They'll look at you and see this girl has a good energy. I want to get in her life, okay? Just to tear you down. Please do not give those haters access to you. Please.
Listen, I can speak for that. I consider myself to have a very positive energy, very out there and stuff like that. So like you said, there's a lot of little people that trying to suck up to that energy, and like I said, you can feel it. So you need to be able to back up, okay? Et puis prendre temps pour tête. Like for me, I would tell what I would do. I think like something that I would do would be I would text my friends. Like after, like I'll go out and then I'll text my friends and then let them know, hey, for the next week or two, you're not gonna hear from me. Don't invite me. Pas inviter moi quelque côté. Pas text moi. Pas dire moi pas là. Pas disponible. Okay, moi busy. And I tell my friends that. And you know what? Sometimes you have friends that will still, even after you tell them, comme si ou dire comme si I hit you up, they will still hit you up and tell you, yo, let's go out. And it's not because they're trying to, I wouldn't say that it's because they don't want to see you grow or anything like that. But comme si yo gen nou a son jour, but faut songer tête
Which is
tout.
true, but some of them, they do not want you to grow. Trust me.
Of course, pas naïve, but
Crabs in a bucket.
Exactement. But I think that faut ka songer tête pour tout pour qui sort dans break ça. Like you went on that break for a reason. Stick to it and be like, I'm not going out. I'm sorry, I told you I'm not gonna be out. Don't invite me anywhere. Like I'm with. And I think that's very important. It's a boundary that you have to set and be like, listen, I need time for myself. I need time to really evaluate certain situations right now in my life, and I don't want to be outside. I'm inside. That's my thing. Like when my friends don't see me for a long time, Frenchie, where you been? I've been inside.
Working,
I've been
bettering
inside.
yourself.
Right.
Yes.
I'm back outside now. So loaded. I'm gonna back inside and look. It's a balance. Like you gotta know. Like for me, that's how it is. I'm either out having the greatest time or inside. Just chilling. So it's like
boundaries.
right, exactly.
No, that's awesome.
What's a way that you
Set
set boundaries for yourself, like for your friends and stuff,
For my friends,
or your family?
well, for my friends, so far, there hasn't been a situation as where I should put a boundary because I think it's like a unwritten rule. Like like she can read my head, I can read her head. It's like we don't put ourselves out there.
Yeah, it's like people are busy. They have other
Right,
lives.
we
They
got
don't
stuff
want
to
to just
do.
party all the time.
Yes, yes.
Like we get each other. Like if Christina doesn't text me for a week, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
maybe she's busy, but I'll check up on her. I'll be like,
Right.
hey, are you okay?
But that's good, but you understand and you don't take it personal.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the people who take it personal, those are the ones you need to set boundaries with, you know? So yeah, I know that's good. And then like number 5 is relationships and dating. You ladies talk a lot about relationships on this show, so I'm really interested in your opinion on this one. But it's pretty much to stick to your values, you know? Don't,
Most definitely.
right. Yes, yes.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
you know, don't go for less if you know you're worth more, you know? So.
Do not go for less if you think you're worth more.
No, if you know what you
If
know.
you know, right, not
think. Yes.
Let me fix that. Don't go for less when you know you're worth more. Period.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
I love that.
So how do you stick to your boundaries and your values when you're dating or in a relationship?
They will not meet my expectation. Goodbye.
Kalamba. Next.
That's funny.
What about you?
I think the same thing I see now, but if you say a little something, I'm like, okay, hey, yeah, okay, bel power next.
Right, but power. That's my favorite
What's
line.
an important value for you?
Like we talk about the other day, you know, a man of God. You have to, you know, go to church, family orientated, work, respect, kind, loving,
Baka
handsome.
snob.
No, if he's your man, he can back a snob. But why would you date someone that would snob you?
But she's saying that's her.
Like
yeah.
before.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
some of them still be doing it. Hey.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, and then number 6 is the power of no. I think a lot of us are so afraid to say no, and you can say no and you don't have to give an explanation. I mean, obviously there's people in your life where whichever, but there's
Asian
times.
parents are good at that, saying no with no
Oh my
explanation.
God.
Oh yeah.
Well, within reason, just
They
say
don't
no.
they don't explain to kids. It's just like no.
I'll be like, why?
Yeah.
Because I said no.
Yeah.
That's something that I personally struggled with for a long
Saying no.
time, saying no.
Me
Just
too.
because I'm so giving. You know, I'm such a person, like, comme si moi vle faire tout bail, comme si ou besoin bail, I'm not feeling like I will help you.
Yeah.
I'm so supportive. So it's like, it was hard for me to learn how to say no. But I think that now that is something that, I definitely cut off. Like, if I have to say no, I will say no. Just because I've learned people don't always say yes to me, so why do I always have to say yes to somebody else?
Yes.
Not to say, come see, because this person did that to me, I'm gonna do that. But it's just because I feel like those people that are saying no, they have the right to. Them moi don bagay from ka accepter un oui ou from ka accepter un non.
Yes.
So c'est comme si ou poser mon question, répond non. So now it's like for me, I had to put that boundary and be like, okay,
Yep.
you know what? No. Why?
Because I said no.
Yeah. Sometimes I don't. Sorry, but sometimes I just don't text back. I said no.
You
Why?
have to say no.
Delivered.
You have to take a break, bro.
Yeah.
You have to
Just
take a break
no.
from people. Some
Yeah,
people just
because
draining.
there are a lot of people that take advantage. you
Yes.
know? And
That's a good
you
point.
can get taken advantage of by always giving so much of yourself and not receiving that in return. If, for example, I have a friend that's always there for me, I will always try my best to be there for them as well. But come see, within reason,
Yeah.
So because of that, like, people just taking advantage and sucking up your energy and all that stuff. So I've learned to
Say
be like,
no.
no.
I think relationships are like an ATM, like the bank. You make withdrawals, but people also need to deposit into you as
Deposit,
well.
exactly.
We're going to play a little game with our guests. I'm going to ask them questions. Well, Christina and I are going to ask them questions apropos d'Haïti. And they have 5 seconds to answer. Dale.
Dale.
Frenchie,
Yes.
donne-moi un triste. Okay.
Okay, so Michelle, translate.
Oh, good. Translate.
What does it mean? Léon Mundi, je cherche.
Ooh, 5 seconds.
Oh, je cherche. Your eyes
Yeah.
is dry.
No. Try.
Okay, je cherche how to do these
Yes.
right?
And under 2 seconds.
Zez.
Okay.
Michelle.
Michelle again?
Make sure I'm back on the roll.
No, we on the same team.
Right,
Together.
exactly.
I need Frenchie's help because, listen, I'm struggling.
I got you.
Give me a happy O.
A happy oh. Oh! No?
That was kind of happy.
I made it happy.
What would you rate
What
it?
would you
Rate it or
give
do
us a happy oh?
Rate it and then do it.
Okay, I would rate it like a strong 8.5.
Oh, you
Okay.
was being really nice. Okay.
Right?
That's
Okay, and I have to do a happy O.
Mm-hmm.
Ah!
That was better.
perfect.
That was better.
I tried.
That was good. That was better. Okay.
Okay.
Frenchie.
Ça veut dire Léon Mundi, couper douette.
Oh, bah là, bon. Couper douette, bon.
Whatever
That's what I
Michelle.
Bagay la bon.
Yes, you guys got it right.
Well, okay, this is the last O.
Oh.
Give me a sizzy O.
Oh, I got this.
Oh, I think.
Oh!
Oh!
Or you know when your mom said, "Oh, bueno," like that, like
That's a
that.
good
Good one. Okay.
Léon Mundi, poisson.
Oh, my grandma says this to me. I don't know. Poisson, oui? I don't know. What's that? Frenchie.
Calmate. Pozo.
Yeah.
Okay. Be calm.
Relax.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
That's
good.
Good. Y'all doing great. Who do you think won?
Oh, Frenchie won. We know Frenchie won. It's okay.
I think you guys did good.
I think we complimented each other. We did teamwork. It
Great
was great.
team.
You know? We did
I
that,
agree.
though.
Yes, 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 yes.
It's not always the same energy that's reciprocated.
Yes, exactly. So your yes needs to be strong and confident and
And
bold.
your nose, you to be strong and confident as well.
Exactly. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's awesome. I think that's great. I think more people need to learn how to say no. You know,
Yes.
I'm a recent no sayer.
You're recent. And no means no in a lot of
Right,
languages.
right.
Like no is no. Everybody understands no. You don't have to
Yeah.
speak English to know no.
Now,
Yeah.
and when you say no, you have to be affirmative with it.
Yeah.
You know, like, no, I said no, and that's that. I'm sorry. Don't know what to tell you. Figure it out. Move on.
Right.
But no.
Yeah, those are the pillars, ladies. Yes.
How did you come up with those pillars?
I think for myself, it was over time, just pretty much as I was learning myself, learning who I was in relationships, it's everything, just the different experiences. I was like, man, I mean, there has to be kind of like a guide in a sense, not that it's exact, but a guide in a way of like where I can kind of follow. And then when I just, sat down, I took time, I took a mentorship program earlier this year, and, that program really helped me just kind of fine tune what I wanted my message to be. And when I sat there, I was like, wow, these are 6 important things that I have learned, made mistakes in my life. So that's how that pretty much became what it is.
You're so zen.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm not zen, but it took time. I think it's for me is I've learned honestly not to care what other people say about me. That's one thing my mom told me. Other people's opinion about me is not my business.
None.
So it's just, trust me, it took time.
Annabelle and I are petty.
It's not our business, but we're still petty though.
No, I
Yeah.
don't know. I think life, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
you
just,
grow.
You grow. I think you grow.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I ain't never been petty.
But you
just,
grow.
I'm just growing, so yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think, like you said, boundaries, that's important. So once you have that.
Well, are there some things that you guys done that help you guys in adulthood, that's helping you guys in your adulthood right now that like?
I think balancing social life with school, that's very important because at first it was just school, and then I moved here. It was like freedom party, and I had to learn that it's, party's always gonna be there, but you have to focus on yourself and bettering yourself.
That's really good. That's
Yeah.
that's really good. That's
Yeah.
like great advice.
Because some
trust me.
people have FOMO, fear of missing
Yeah.
out. And if they feel like they're not at that party, oh my God, the world's going to end. But it's like after the party, after people post their snaps, it's back to regular. So it's like,
Yeah,
it'll
which
be
is
okay.
true. Est-ce qu'on pense que moi-même, growing up in the Christian home, I wasn't allowed to do this. Et puis, quand on parle haïtien, qui kembe ti moun yo sévère, et puis quand aller dans collège, et puis,
Yes.
do you think that has to do with like, comme si ces gens parents te kembe ti moun ou against the person themselves?
It depends. To me.
Well, I don't think it depends. I think it's not to like.
Yeah, no, of
I
course
think
not.
that it's the way that the parent raised the child. I think there's a
Yes.
difference between having faith and being religious, relationship and religion. I think that's what happens in the kids. They go out and they go crazy, because they never had a little bit of freedom. I think it's balance,
That's what I meant by saying like it depends. I feel like you said, it depends on how the parent raised you. If the parent, like you said, if the parents are really, really strict, koumoun nan se dehors, that put us on pocket bagay. So it's like, oh my God, party. I'm going there because my mama said I had a curfew at 7. Now I don't have no curfew. I'm out. So it's like, I think because they don't have that, like the strictness of the parent or constantly watching over them, now they feel like, they can be out. But then if the parent was still strict, you can still be strict and still give that little bit of freedom as well. Let the kids experience and be kids. Once they go to college, it would not be as
A shock.
new or as a shock for them. So I think it depends on how you raise. That's what I meant by that. So.
That was actually one of the debates for the drinking age here because if the drinking age is 21.
Okay.
You don't really, when you were younger, you don't really practice drinking at home.
Right.
So as soon as 21 hits, drinking.
You go crazy.
Whereas in Haiti, you
Yep.
know, they give you a
Exactly.
little something, and you know, from the young age, you already know what it is. So it's like
know
you're not
what's
really,
up.
you know, you already know it's good, you know.
Exactly.
So
I think it's a balance, like at the end of the day, because I think when the kids go out and they do these crazy things in college, then they are so broken afterwards because you realize you cannot do all of that all the time, you know, and then now you have to work on getting healed, and you know, you just self-love, and yeah. So I think it's just balance from the beginning, and maybe the way that you raise your future kids, and so.
I have hope for this new generation coming in. I feel like more people are aware, you know, or want to be aware of what's going on, you know. So now they're focusing on breaking those, you know.
You know what I always tell myself? I'm gonna party with my kids.
Yeah.
So when they go away in college, they don't go crazy.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't think anything
Why
wrong with
not?
that. Yeah. Why not? Yeah.
I think Kristen now with her kids are football.
That way they know how to do it, and they know how to do it right and
Yeah.
respectfully and responsibly.
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
How about you guys? What's something from the pillars that you need to keep working on?
That's a good one.
That's a good question. Well, I guess I'll go first. I would say finances and self-awareness. I think finances, because it's always kind of like what you said. I mean, I could be doing really good, and then I go really bad, you know? So that, and then just self-awareness, because I think, especially now with social media, it's so easy for us to compare ourselves. So sometimes, like, you know, self-awareness, number one, knowing who you are and knowing who you aren't. But sometimes I forget who I am, and I start telling myself who I'm not because I'm looking at everything. So I think that's like something I have to work on.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What about you guys? I guess.
You can go
You
first.
go? Okay. I think for me, definitely finances. I think because I work so hard, so sometimes I think like I deserve this and I deserve that, which I do deserve all these things. Pero I need to, you know, simmer down, sis.
With that being said, I hope, like, you know, the audience and the young adults.
That was so quick.
I know, because it was so good.
Right, it was.
Took a lot from this, from the sixth pillar to how to get to life. You know, these are very important. Please follow them.
Where can we get them? Like, do you have them on your page? Do you have like a website that we can follow through?
Yes, so on my social media, so my Instagram is chatswithmichelle_, and my YouTube channel is also chatswithmichelle. It's Chats with Michelle on YouTube, and it's chatswithmichelle_ on my Instagram page. And I talk a lot about navigating adulthood, pursuing purpose, and all that jazz, all that cute stuff. So, yeah.
Thank you guys so much for coming. It was so amazing. Such
Anything
a great
for
show.
your
Frenchie,
fans?
you want to say something to your fans?
Yes, I want to say thank you for watching HaiTeen, for sure, one. And then second, believe in yourself. You have purpose. It's not going to be easy. It's hard for all of us, but one day at a time, you're gonna get to where you need to be.
Yep.
Just keep pushing.
Yes.
Catch us on Wednesdays and Friday at 6:30 p.m. on islandtv.tv or download the app on Island TV. Thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye.